इतना ऊंचाई पे जाता है तबीयत खराब नहीं होती है। और ये
गाड़ी पे चक्कर वो पैदल जा रहा है।
इस जगह का नाम क्या है? अपालीकॉम।
Yeah. Come off the road.
Just put the fuel in there. Yeah.
I think we're a little higher.
Yeah, I think we are. Lovely light, beautiful colours. Well, I'm half scared to death. You will enjoy this.
Sorry?
So if you want half scared to death, you have to enjoy this.
Hello, this one. Hello, this one. Hello, this one. This one.
You need to put the video on, they wouldn't know even if you take it.
Is this on?
Sorry?
That's the news.
Look at that woman's headdress.
Hello.
Recording the whole walk. Hello.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
ما كيف
No, no thanks.
لا مسكري
Just when we thought it was safe to go back into the kitchen or whatever the situation is, we faced with this. The raging river. Tricky situation. Ahmed's got the veggie sticks and excavate being helped along by Abdullah at the back and one of our Here we are in Scambong Sock. It's pissing with rain. We've had a knackering.
Bloody awful day. Except that this is the worst day of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, honestly?
I can honestly say, I've never been so frightened of dying.
Really?
So tired, so cold.
So it's not over yet?
It's not over. God, just can't face the idea of going back this way.
Yeah.
We'll soldier on. My
Yes.
feet hurt as well.
Yes. That little implement over there, which is a rucksack, which is a ice axe, was put to good use today by our guide, Ahmed, cutting steps in the side of the riverbank so we could scramble up and down. Anyway,
It's me dying.
okay, there's our tea, and that's it. I don't even know what day it is. What day is it?
No idea.
No idea.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday. Well, that's the end of Wednesday or Thursday.
David, watching the butchery there. Fresh meat at 5,000 metres.
5,000 metres. Whereas your imagination's getting carried away with itself again. Or thereabouts.
Meat distribution taking place on the rest at Payu. The porters getting their portions. The man is calling out each porter's name and then he's getting his portion of meat.
Standing by the river, looking back up at the campsite, and there's one of our tents. So I'm going to fall back now. Here we are, the river, about to have a much needed wash. So pan across, you'll see some Japanese who are also having much needed wash. Yeah, it's not showing.
Get the experts here. Get the professionals. They're being called for now.
It's 7th of August. We're walking for about an hour and a half. from Paiu, and what we're looking at now is the end of the Baltoro Glacier and the start of the Baltoro River, which we've been following all the way up until now, which we will lose sight of from this point on. Here's Mr. Hassan, looking very cheerful. I'll swing around, maybe I'll get a sight of Paiu Peak. There it is. Up there? Paiu Peak. 4 hours. They're right on the glacier at the moment. There's a large lump of ice which is in the process of melting. Our trusty band. Over there is more glacial slag that we've got to troop over. And across here to the Trango group. The Trango tower and the main one just there.
Bloody murder. Move on, Dave.
The hillside, having a breezer, looking down Trango Glacier, and this is the confluence of the Trango Glacier and the Baltoro Glacier. Pan up the Baltoro Glacier. That's where we're off in about 5 minutes. Oh, let's say a few words, Professor.
Yes,
We're too exhausted.
Too exhausted. I want to get to camp as soon as possible.
Campsite at Step Point. I think that's what it's called. No, Corbosi. Corbosi. It's a 3-hour trek this afternoon. Here we are, it's Sunday. Back on the Baltoro Glacier. Looking a bit more like a glacier at the moment. Our team pausing for breath. In the distance you can see Broad Peak over there in the clouds. What was that, Pervez?
Behind you.
Well, that over there is Cathedral Peak, so called because it's resemblance to a cathedral. And that's the top of the Trango Tower. So, we'll be walking for about an hour and a half. Probably another 2.5 hours to go before lunch. So there's doing his sack-up after a hearty lunch of precisely nothing. We're in the middle of the glacier, there's about 3 hours to go.
Well, if you're watching this, if you're not fit, don't ever think of doing it. Bloody murder.
Mashabrum, K1 as was, it's been cleared. We now have a slight obstacle to overcome. The name of this little stream. Ahmed has cut steps all the way down to the ice, tirelessly, just finishing them off now. And Travers is about to get up and test his handiwork. Well, my turn now. Well, we finally arrived at our campsite, a place called Shak Spong, in the middle of the glacier. We're the only people here. That's my tent. That's Pervez, and he's inside at the moment, putting some warm clothes on. It's our guide's tent, kitchen tent, mess tent. That's where we're off tomorrow, further down the Baltoro Glacier, and that mountain shrouded in cloud at the top is the famous Gasherbrum Fall, reputedly one of the world's most difficult mountains to climb. Another shot of Gasherbrum Fall. The light slightly changed and the clouds, I think, have dissipated somewhat. That's Broad Peak up there. You can see how it, just behind the mountain, see how it gets its name. There should be. Oh! That was our cheery guide. There's Pervez giving directions. I suppose I better obey. That's another view of Masherbrum. Down the valley we've got Trango Tower in the distance with the sun behind it, and indeed Payu Peak to the left. So much to see at this place, cold, desolate place. Looking forward to dinner. What are you going to put in that plate?
Oh, the usual pancake with honey.
Would you want to try the apricot jam?
No.
It's a lot less messy.
I'll go with the honey. Good 100% pure honey. Good. Oh, geez, the honey is solid now.
Porridge good today?
No, it wasn't too bad.
It was good.
It wasn't too bad at all. Breakfast is normally quite the standard.
Yes. So, is it clearing? What?
Oh, I think there might be some. There's more cloud to the left, so it's cleared gone to the right.
Yes. Oh well.
Well, that's Concordia for you.
Indeed. Now, often the weather is much improved, so much so that we can see half of K2. So pan round. That's Broad Peak. We're on our way to its base camp. There's Mr. Hassan. Try and... Sorry?
It's still alive.
Yeah, still alive.
Just.
Try and pan round without falling. Very nice lunch under incredibly difficult
weather.
circumstances.
Raining coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, how many hours to Broad Peak?
3.5, 4 hours maybe.
From here?
Yes.
3:45. Our team putting up camp. This is the site of Broad Peak Base Camp. There is only one camp in situ at the moment. It's over here. Not quite sure of the nationality. We think it's possibly Spanish. Don't know what that flag is. Seems to be equipped with all the mod cons. That's where we come from, down there. Fortunately, Broad Peak, which is this one up here, is completely covered in cloud. Presumably why there's so little activity. Camp. This is the Godwin-Austen glacier, which we've been following.
We're going to walk across it tomorrow morning.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And there is where K2 ought to be, were it not for some dense cloud.
Morning of 11th August 1999, and it's the first time we've had a full view of K2 from Broad Peak Base Camp. The east face is catching the rising sun. That's the summit. That's the Brucey Ridge. People still asleep in the camp. Broad Peak, covered in clouds. There she is, in all her beauty.
The 11th, and it's about, what is it?
10:30.
10:30. We've come up through Godwin-Austen Glacier there to reach the foot of the memorial to lost climbers, which we've ascended all the way up here, and this is where we now stand.
This is
There
Alfred
is-
Hargreaves'
Yes,
plaque.
there's the cairn. You can have a look at some. The cairn was erected originally to commemorate or honour the death of Art Gilkey, who died in 1953 in an avalanche on an American expedition. His colleagues put this cairn up, and since then other names have been added to it. What we've got here. This one here is Al Rouse and Julie Tullis. Al Rouse, famous British mountaineer, and Julie Tullis, first British woman up K2. Both died in 1986, the year which saw 13 fatalities in total. It's the highest number in any year, and as Perez says, just to the left we have the second British woman who made it up to the top. That's Alison Hargreaves' plaque, put there by her brother only about 3 weeks ago, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
Guided by Ahmed, our guide. Alison Hargreaves, who earlier in the year 1905 did Everest. It was her intention to do Kachinjunga after that, to do the top 3, but alas, didn't come.
ये वो रंगोलिया में ग्रुप नहीं था जापान हाँ वो पसंद है
It's so recent that just started and put in day before yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that Japanese?
It's the Japanese lost in lost in '97.
Really?
The six Japanese lost in '97.
Goodness.
There's another one there in '96.
Yes.
There's something in Urdu there.
Well,
For the Pakistani climbers that were lost.
yes.
There's Spanish.
June 99. This one.
Yes.
yes शुक्रुल्लाह बेग
He's a Pakistani with the Japanese expedition from Hunza.
Right.
Good base camp.
Looks like it. That's looking down to base camp where we will be going in a few moments.
Charles talking to Captain Sohail Ali at the Korean expedition base camp of Day 2 with David, having a talk with him.
Technically,
Did you summit?
so Mont Blanc.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, but
Very nice.
technically, it's quite straightforward. This is
Technically it's what?
technically, it's quite easy.
Easy.
Well, these guys are chatting outside. You can see there's a blizzard going on outside. The Korean expedition has established Camp 3 at 8,050 meter, but all members are back at base camp because for the last 22 days the weather conditions have been terrible.
Oh, I know.
Do you know where you are sitting? Which height? Do you know?
About 5,100.
5,000.
Yeah.
Around about 5,000.
Last year I went to Argentina for the
Aconcagua in Argentina.
Yes.
Yeah. Did we climb from
We got up to Berlin camp, it's about 6,000 meters.
6,000 meters, 18,000 feet?
That weather.
Then like this, okay.
It wasn't snowing, but the wind was very, very strong.
That is the main
Very
problem.
strong.
Upside there is too much wind. Sometimes it happens in coast and you're in China. It sometimes happens. But
So that's the weather up there.
you're in China.
Back to David and
So
Captain.
much high wind.
Yes,
Upside so speedy.
yes.
That is very dangerous. More than 8,000 it's all just you are live, your death in between.
So what about yourself in terms of your climbing exploits?
I don't climb.
No, not at all.
Not at all. I'm just liaison officer.
Yes, but I'm sure that's a very skilled job
Yeah,
yourself.
definitely. First time I came to these areas and I like to climb. Maybe I learned
Yes.
somewhere in army mountaineering.
12th of August. Just before 9, brought Peak Base Camp, or what's left of it, because the last remaining expedition packed up yesterday. We're the only people at this site at the moment. We're packing up ourselves. The bird's enjoying his last cup of breakfast tea at this site. There's a mountain in the background. We probably had the best views of the mountain of all this morning. We've been very lucky. Mess tent being packed away. Our tent's been packed away. We're off down there. Broad Peak is clear for their says, and there it is. Quite magnificent. Not quite sure which is the highest of the three peaks. Switch over to K2 now. Yes, fortunately the clouds are just on the top. The Koreans we were with yesterday, I think today was their last possible attempt, so we're not sure whether they are on the mountain as we speak. Their route was up that ridge to the top, the shoulder, and then along the top. They placed a camp 3 at 8,050 metres, so they've got 500 and something metres still to go. They were all at base camp about lunchtime yesterday, so whether they are up there now, I don't know. Hopefully we'll see them on trail, as they will be moving to shore quicker than us, and they'll be packing their camp up within the next day or so. If they fail, I guess the chances are against them. It will mean that no one's climbed K2 this season.
Where we went, the memorial.
Okay.
We walked along the Godwin-Austen place.
I see.
Went up there to the memorial.
This smaller peak next to K2 is referred to as, is it mini K2? Little K2. And on the face of that, about 20 minutes scramble up, is the memorial, where we shot some footage yesterday. There's somewhere there is the memorial. Which one? Marble Peak. Mountain's almost clear. Any moment now. Yeah. And we're walking for about 3 hours. The weather's turned a bit nasty, but we've just about made it, because there's Concordia in front of us. Can't quite see our tents being put up, but hopefully they are. And we've just got a few more crevasses to negotiate, and we'll be in Concordia for lunch.
Thursday, 4th August 1999, and feel more alive now than I was half an hour ago. Completely left. This is Concordia, and you can see it's a veritable tent city. people camped everywhere. Most of them seem to be trekkers. A lot more than there were when we were here last time.
Coffee time. Coffee and biscuits time actually. And the mountain has re-emerged, or the top of it at any rate. And we remarked to ourselves that sitting here from Concordia, or at Concordia, which is 3 good hours walking away from Broad Peak where we were this morning, in fact the mountain looks bigger than it did this morning when we were closer to it. Bizarre as that may sound, but it just looks like a colossus from here. Probably unclimbed this season. Well, whilst we have the comfort of our tents, porters, Eastern Concordia, to sleep in a best be described as a stone igloo with a tarpaulin on top. There's one under construction at the moment. We were wondering what was going to happen on Friday the 13th. What bad piece of luck was to befall us, and the answer is, well, you can see the answer outside my tent flap. The place is covered in snow, 6 inches at least I would say, and it's still snowing. It's been snowing all night. I've just been out with a spade clearing the snow off the tent's roofs, otherwise the tents would collapse. The mess tent has collapsed. That's the kitchen tent you're looking at the moment. And well, both Perez and I are packed, but I'm not quite sure what's happening, whether we're going today or staying put. It's all a bit miserable.
As you can see, our mess tent has been collapsed under the weight of the snow, so we don't have a mess tent this morning for breakfast. We'll have to have breakfast in the kitchen tent. In general, everybody sees blanket of snow and everything else. The only people who ventured out this morning were the Japanese. They all trooped off back down towards Goro this morning at 8 o'clock exact, all in single file. That's my tent, relatively unscathed, though there was quite a bit of snow this morning which I cleared with the shovel. And then let's see what David is up to. I'm going to David's tent. Hello, David.
Hello.
I can't see you, but where are you? Oh, there you are.
There we are.
It's flashing for some. Okay, David. So, what are you up to?
I'm reading my book.
What book?
Okay, to the story of the Savage Mountain.
Let's have a look at the cover. Well,
And I'm in my sleeping bag, warming my feet. And waiting for...
breakfast is ready.
Yes, well, I can see fires behind you actually.
Yeah. So let's go and have a snowy white breakfast, I think.
Right, well, 4th of August, just gone 8 o'clock. We are the last people to leave Saxbong. The Japanese left about an hour ago, apparently. And most unusually, it snowed last night. I think first time that our guide has seen snow here. And fortunately not quite as much as the night before. So we're heading off down down there very shortly. Don't know what those clouds are going to bring. Looking back up, the wind is coming from there. I don't much like the look of those clouds.
Dry stone wall.
Oh yes. Sounds of the night in Horbose. And what a bloody racket it is. More racket, Porter's racket in A minor. Well, we're on the leg from Horbose to Paiu, first stop Liligo. We've been going along the side of the valley on this fairly treacherous pass. We're on our descent now to Liligo. The path underfoot is quite easy, but it's just an awful long way up, that's all. First coming down and across.
What is that, 5.9?
You can see down there is the valley. You come from up there.
And we're going down there to Paiu.
There, Porter going down. We're going all the way down to the bottom of the glacier. Sorry, hang on. Yeah. Trango. It's going to be Trango Tower. Our last, I guess, really good view of it. Apparently, it's seen only one successful summit here this season. Sorry? Was it? A successful man reached the top, but in bad weather forced him to stay at the top for 4 days. Needless to say, he ran out of food after about the first day. Walking for about 40 minutes out of Paiu on our way to Jola. We've just climbed up from the river and we're looking at what we believe to be a distant view of K2. You can see that fin sticking up in the background, and we're Perez and I are convinced that's K2. Well, I'm certain of it. We thought we'd just record it. In fact, zooming in, the profile is quite distinctive. So there it is. That would have been our first view of K2 walking up, but well, whatever it was, the atmospheric conditions, we didn't notice it. Probably we were so exhausted by the time we reached this point that we were just concentrating and looking at the boots of the person climbing in front of us. So we're off up there on our way to Jola.